On the occasion of the New Year's beginning
On behalf
of spring,
of the
whole game review, congratulations to all of you. And Kong New Year, prosperity. I hope that next year everyone will support me. Let them do a lot of new things. Serve everyone. I will introduce you today. It's a masterpiece called The Butler. Is the Emperor the most holy ghost? He used to be the emperor of the 6th dynasty. But what he didn't expect, the disciple he nurtured for so many years, betrayed him again. After being forced to commit suicide, the consciousness of the emperor transported to a person's body, called track fan, by the ghost of this body. So after the birth, he had to become the head of a family. Has declined. It's arrogant to face the whole world alone. People call him the first butler. The most common. Top 9 languages. Let's take a look at the journey of the Vow 15. Restore the most precious of all. The Grand Steward is the emperor who accepts a parasite. On the Emperor Martial Arts 6. It's an ancient legend. Ghost Emperor Cao, the strongest man. These 6 recorded the great learning of his life into a book to pass it on to the world. It's called 9 Myoma 6. People rumored that who cultivated this book? It's possible to reach the Earth's celestial potential. The highest heaven is in the heart. The power of heaven and earth in this 6. Who swore to himself that he didn't want it in his hands? General rules. The power of this great book is too great. The 6th generation will rise again. But someone suspected that this great book has fallen into the hands of the Empress. The worst of all, who's known for his brutality and extravagance. Is it real or fake? The false religious leaders here will not give any chance. Let the Dharma fall into the hands of the Queen. It exists no matter how fake. The siege attack Ghostwind. It's too late. But in the end, the main purpose of religion is afraid of the law book falling into the hands of the evil Emperor here, or have nefarious intentions with it. The world doesn't know. Jian Mafong, where the base of the most powerful magic. This old place no one dares to come, for fear of him. It's a place of dangerous messages. There is a network but no network. The worst I know, 9 secrets are in his hands. It's been transmitted out. He knows his magic. Now I'm being held by a fool. But why? This is his place. You have to be afraid of them attacking you. Maybe he has power. But in the end, most people probably don't know. Because of this man's disdain, that he has to pay dearly. He's sitting in the electric chair right now, free to enjoy the law in your hands. He suddenly became his disciple, panicked running into the newspaper. Master was not good and the great battle of Shengshan was destroyed. They're going to fight here. I'm afraid it won't be long before 7. Most likely not to enter the ear. He interrupted his reply. Panic of something. Even if the 7 kings are united, it's not my opponent either. But what surprised me was that they can break my spell. Handto, we have to go out there. Anyone who wants to die will break my heart. When he finished, he walked out. This regal temperament of his is real power. He trained his whole life. It's extravagance of this 6-year-old king, who claims to be stronger than him. Outside the tunnel door Thien Mafong, hundreds of thousands of people are surrounding. He wants to destroy his place. He looked at a circle. A bunch of inferior vice soldiers. They also learned to change the world. Stupid, he glanced contemptuously. Saw him come out. The hypocrites are eager to die. La Grande. Your Majesty is surrounded. Deliver 9 secrets 6 out here. Otherwise, you only have the way to die. The politicians always think they are right. The hypocrite is here with him. A group that deserves to die. He is lazy compared to these inferior practitioners. Vi. Direct to hand. One of them shouted. Be careful, he's coming. He gathered magic in his hands and began to fight. Now I'm afraid it's too late. His strength is what he is most proud of. I'm afraid of the 7 kings coming today. Who lost, who won doesn't know. These people are not his opponents. A moment goes by. The magic in his hands is still raging. Each one of them started to fall. The sky is murky, the dead are like a. The rain of blood has passed. But he stood there proudly. A high-level imitator at the top. Looking at it all beings. Another one is over. More than half of the priests are dead. Finally, the 7 princes who could not help but appear. The most powerful of the 7 kings. The Taoist speaks out. The most important thing is to deliver 9 secrets. We make sure you don't die. Most likely, he looked up at the sky. Look, 7 body image fake here. He's dying to kill him. He's extravagant. He is proud because he has the power of the king. 10 people are afraid of him. He is the 8 recognized kings. They deserve to be here, too. He disdained to speak. Finally came the first king. I am the leader of the 8 recognized kings. Even if all 7 of you go up, it's not my opponent either. You are looking for your own way to die. His laughter echoed through the sky. Extravagant hubris. He is the king of heaven. The Sword King was angry. Most of all, don't be too proud of yourself. No one is stronger than you. You are dealing with the whole world. Are you strong? We also have a way to kill you. The Sword King had just finished speaking, and another body appeared. He also wears it. The face of those religious people. After all, it's because of the book. I want to put him on the path to death. And here, fake compassion. The Holy Spirit is here. To collect the relics of the Emperor. Someone spoke up. The millions of people behind him, afraid to whisper in his ear. Master is the most powerful saint in the Holy Land. He also participated in this battle. I'm afraid we are. Most people are impatient to speak up. What false saint? It's just a bunch of kids in the guise of religion. It's a treasure. He knows they are the enemy. Greed is the so-called power of heaven and earth. But what are you saying here that is just? What is the abomination of false worship? Unfortunately, he was in the front room. You can't room yourself. Suddenly a thunder echoed. A sword came from behind. In his weakest place. One deviation. After Rate summons the city behind the darkness said, Master, surrender. The new generation is to unkeet. You will not escape, my good master. Probably the most angry laugh out loud. 1,000,000 to 1,000,000. You have betrayed me. Haha, rot is you. You on one side leaked the news. Back one side in the outer application combined to destroy Sun-Die battle, lead them into destroy us. Want to occupy 9 secret 6. You calculated well. I raised you from a young age. I see you as a son who betrayed me for it. A law book again. It is not by my grace that I have nurtured you all your life. Good people to me. You have been kind to me like 1,000 times. You should not practice the 9 secrets alone. My room is like a thief's room. They say they treat me like a child. They say we just do it right. Be afraid of others pointing. This is not the teacher who taught me Sao. To be in a hurry to speak up. Listen to him. Most people will understand how to help people. The whistleblower. Human greed is bottomless. In the face of great temptation, gratitude for education is equal to 0. Unfortunately, he realized it was too late to raise bees. The shirt is still his fault. He trusts people too much. I believe so much in the so-called Kier. We must now lose in the hands of the disciples. He is very nurturing. He laughed 1,000,000 times. I've been teaching you my whole life. But in the end the greed. You can't wait. So today, I will let you die with the hypocrites. This hypocrisy, even if we destroy the 9 secrets, I will not let you be content to die. A wild life. How could he lose so easily? He wants 9 secrets in his hands to get his life in exchange. He decided to die here today. I will not let the imposters, hypocrisy, and this wolf in sheep's clothing is satisfied. One of the 7 kings spoke out. Then he wants to run away. A great empress committed suicide. A small force exploded. Not running fast is the wind and the rain of blood. Take your life in exchange. The thunder in the sky fell. Each and every attack, as if venting for the death of the most evil empress. Another lightning strike down. Hit people. The child is lying in the rainforest. The child woke up and opened his eyes. But this eye. What are the innocent eyes of a child? He is the most powerful man in the world. Borrowing a body into a child. We stand between the boundaries of life and death. He laughed for an hour. Rode, a ghost who goes to lay the soul of a child. Either God has mercy on me, or his fate is not over. He calmly stood up and checked his body. To 6 test air conditioner. Unfortunately, the number 6 of this body is 0. A man like him fell into this situation. But he will accept his fate. To be a normal person. Ignore the previous humiliation he got Sao. Suddenly he knew the smell of danger was coming. He checked around. A pack of wolves are attacking him. To make food for them. A king like him. Even if there is no Vi, they can also kill these wolves. He glanced at a cup. The wolves are afraid to run away. This is his roar. To panic. All the animals that live in the forest. He's going to walk away. Here again a cry for help. You can save my life. He is the owner of this body. I see he is not bad. Probably the most advanced. Raise your hand to absorb the Vi in your body. The Kier, I could see his sinister eyes and actions. A moment of panic. Who are you? You are not sure. You guessed it, Blackheart. But he's a little scared. Continue with your actions. As a gift before death. He opened his mouth to tell the truth. You're right. I'm not so sure. I am the most powerful of all emperors. The man rolled his eyes suddenly. But unfortunately, maybe the best way to forgive him. He was absorbed to death. In 9 Myeloma 6, the highest law is the great heaven. You can smoke someone else's to improve the practice via itself. But someone else's energy will eliminate the body. So we need to animate other people's energy. Then we can absorb it completely. Without being anaphylactic. After absorption is complete, calm down and sit down. To begin to cultivate the power of the two-pronged. This process takes one night. The next morning I open my eyes. He successfully absorbed the entire Kier community. To turn this body from a non-leaping number to 5th floor structure. He gladly looked away from there. His eyes are evil, and he is the king of the city. I have been resurrected. The day we open the way back to blood. It is the day of death of the old haters. I will settle accounts with you. There's been a 5-stage structural leap. What he needs now. It's about finding a place to improve. Waiting for the day to come back. After thinking about it, he flew away. But in the middle of the road, he caught a bunch of people fighting. Obstructing his path. He saw that he was hiding in a tree. Listened to the voices of the people below. They respect Kier. You are a traitor. Don't bully too much. The leader of the guard of the lost family spoke up. The person on the other side immediately laughed. State domination, the love we used to have together. I advise you to tie your hands. As he said, he ordered the men to prepare to move forward. This man is the lost steward philosopher. Now the woman saw the danger of speaking out. The head of the Long family is spirit class martial arts handed down every lifetime of peanuts. My family today, even if I die here. I didn't give it to you either. The child next to me also interjected. Don't stop me from beating this traitor to death. The lost man. It was because of a traitor. Again a porridge eater ate. Strawberry beekeeping sleeve. Ruining the life of the family. Heart of the greedy lamb. Always take the benefits in front of you and ignore the gratitude. You can take revenge. Trust is the cheapest thing in the world. Probably the most thought. Strangers have had a grudge against this body before. But what does that have to do with the world? He should take care of himself first. Calculation completed. He decided to fly away to avoid trouble. I don't understand why. There is a sharp pain in the body. The two ghosts. Right at the time of moving not far away. I feel the body is not right. The heart is strangled by AI. He thought that he was practicing cultivation via was imported into the ghost. But a spiritual tradition like the 9 secrets. 6 great ghosts. Decide to be Sao. It has just begun to be betrayed. He thought about the possibility. This may not be possible. Immediately find an air conditioner to check the body. The heart rate is normal. All the tests are flawless. So, where's the problem? Suddenly a thought crossed his mind. To check for sure. He immediately flew in the opposite direction. Where the lost are besieged. His body no longer hurt. This confirms his thinking. This body has a ghost. That the person who made this body gave birth to the ghost mind, the lost lady. For a practitioner, the ghost is born. It means that the border of ghost fire is near. He's a little angry. Begin to absorb the memory of this body. To find the cause. Meth fan name. I am grateful for the lost. Should be taken back to Sun Trang to become a worker. Protected by Lostra. His life will go through peacefully. Without any disadvantages. But the family of the peanut doesn't think so. Always despise and use the excuse of bullying to beat him. Fortunately, he was protected by the old lady. Many times escaped from being beaten. In a situation of being raped by others. It's a lost lady dressed like a life-saving straw. He accidentally got it. The ghost wants to protect him for the rest of his life. He tried to learn, tried to practice. He wanted to protect the straw, save his life. Unfortunately, the lost family was betrayed. A wave of bandits swept away the lost family. Hundreds of lost family lives were destroyed. In one night, he risked his life to protect his family. Before death, he still regrets not being strong enough. It doesn't protect you from being far away from a memory ray. So when the worst decided to leave, the life and death of the remaining members of the family, it touched his ghost. The most secure memory. People started to hate this body. This kind of ghost is born. He will spend his whole life as a slave to others. He is the king of the 8 holy places. Is the supreme master in the upper. Arrogant for years. Can bear to be subdued. At the feet of a secular family. He's angry. He's extremely angry. In the heat of the moment, he punched a tree trunk on the side of the road with his hand. He opened his mouth to curse, and he opened his mouth. He withdrew his hand for revenge. One day it will be as big as before. He stopped his movement. That made the other party discover why. He shouted, "Whoever comes out here." The lady lost her voice. They thought their rescue had arrived. He whispered in a low voice to his father, "Our rescue is here." The young lady immediately denied this idea. "My house is not right. The time is not right. Can't come so fast." While my lost master was whispering about reinforcements, most likely, he quietly stepped out from behind the tree. Talk to my lost boss out loud. "Miss, it's a spiritual book. It's no big deal. Important lives, give them away. I can give you another book." The one who came out was him. Strangers are a little surprised. Everyone thinks he was killed last night. It appears here again today. Makes people a little suspicious. Moreover, he said words that he wanted to betray his family. Is he real or not? It was the one who risked his life. Protect the lost yesterday. I know the mind of the lady. He said, "I am not dead yet." After that, he had some thought about the current situation. These bandits are all on the highest structure. There's even a level 7 structure. He has just risen to the 5th level. Muscle is not enough. If you risk your life, this is the way to die. He glanced at the 2 lost sisters. You must protect the lives of these 2. It's a little annoying. While the worst of the world is busy thinking, The butler laughed at him. The hero I thought was someone. A low-level boy like you. I want to destroy my good. I heard the butler say that. The old lady and her father were a little worried about him. I thought he was a little stupid. Again very loyal, but right now. Two eagles sighed. Maybe you should come over here. Don't just stand there talking. Hurry up. Ha ha ha, is the big lady. People are always so honest. An inferior Sano like him who also wanted to save. It's a shame. If you don't deliver the Dharma today, one cannot escape either. The butler withdrew his order. Let the bandits out. The death table thief Vi is currently Truckchi on the 7th floor. Higher than Y2 levels. Probably the most. Start thinking about your chances of winning. In this over-the-top fight. It was a little difficult, but a great empress who's fluttering along. There was a lot of chaos 6. Just a little level 7. Why can solve it? Think about it and immediately act. Most importantly, look at the name coming. Internal forces in the body begin to condense towards the arms. In his eyes flashed a great determination. You only have this one chance. The moment the death table approaches his body. In the vague AI also thinks, most people will die under the bandit sword. But suddenly a loud touch. It's the sound of bones breaking in everyone's ears. Kia's 7-bar scream echoed. The knife in his hand fell. Just a breath of fresh blood. A dead man without closing his eyes. Everyone rolled their eyes full of surprise. By this time, he turned to the homeless man who couldn't run. Probably the most contemptuous. Flying towards 2 billion hermits. He still remembers clearly. He must protect these 2 lives instead of the boy surely. Too troublesome. The butler is ruined. I saw the lost man escape. Angry yelling loudly. God damn it, he ruined the good old man. Chasing must catch them for Lao Tzu. You have to kill that son of a bitch. I saw the butler want to chase me. He ordered his subordinates to block the road. I have to buy time for the 3 of them. Except BA escape. Not too far away. Under the screams of ordinary miserables. Probably the most annoying. I felt safe. I can't help it anymore. He threw 2 billion people on the side of the road. Why highlight, if it wasn't for the ghost of the mortal Kier? I have a new night in this mess. Is ordinary dung. The old lady saw that he had no intention of coming back. Speak up immediately. Wait a minute, we can't leave everyone there. We must go save them. Probably the most. I hate these 2 young ladies so much. Even though they screamed, he spoke coldly. What can you do when you come back? Submit your sow if you feel. I can't beat myself. Get up immediately and continue on your way. They're almost there. You continue to be a lady to me. How dare you speak to your master like that? Sorry, sister, hurry up. The young man's family Tai Wai loud with his billions. Try to curse him. Most likely I heard a little surprised. He silently watched the boy clawing with his fangs. He looked confused. There was also anger on his face. Why do you have to pay attention to their faces? He is not a true believer. They are not their slaves. Let's kill the tribe in one night. There's no big family behind it. What are they supposed to be, young lady? Yes, speak up. You son of a bitch. Death to a place with a loud voice. Believe me here. To break your little ass or not. You dare to speak up in fear. He did not dare to teach children. A great empress like him who dares to kill. It's about teaching children. And the words be crisp. The children's 7-bar screams echoed in the forest creates fear for the birds in the forest. 2 billion brothers lost thousands of times unexpectedly, a slave as surely. Dare to hit the owner. After a while, they often react and speak up. You make a mess. Surely you dare to fight with the young man. Most likely, he glanced at the lost brother. Disdainfully laugh out loud. I just spanked him a few times. If you don't go, they caught up. Your 2 little lives will surely be no more. The current lost family has collapsed. Think carefully. What is your current situation? You are no longer a lady, surrounded in the great family. Little brother, you are not a pampered young man. Don't put AI in Kia's eyes. Remember that you are being chased and killed. Not riding a horse to watch the show. Don't be here to be the opposite of me. Being scolded by others. Distractions are often a little silly. I was surprised by the nature of the world. The old man spoke again. Is there a place to hide lately? I heard him ask if he could regain his spirit. Think for a moment. Even though I didn't volunteer to say raw. But because it's important. 2 billion more lives so you're protected. We can't rely on why. There's a farm recently, and there's nowhere else to go. Shanxi Black Leopard has a thick forest of fog. Maybe the Black Fengshan bandits. I don't fully understand the terrain. I think you probably thought about that for a long time. I feel this place is quite safe. Decided to take refuge first. Let's go. Let's get there. Hold your brother ahead of you. Is undissolved manure. I can't help but listen to you. Decided not to look anymore. Go straight ahead. She silently decided. Wait until you're out of danger. The lady will definitely deal with you. You are waiting for me. After 2 hours, 3 people arrive. A foggy forest surrounded by ineffable darkness. A white piece that erases the entire forest in danger. Most people look at the scene in front of them as if it were something, thinking. Often see him standing motionless without speaking. I thought you were afraid of the scene. My father used to say, Black Feng paint is very strong. Not under him. This is a jungle maze with years of fog. Those who have been in have not been able to come out. We hide inside while we're safe. But maybe we can't get out forever. You put my brother in front of me to block the way. The bandits. Most likely I didn't hear her talk. Silently look at the 4 sides. This is a good place to hide. To hear the will of the ordinary. He turned to tell her. I refuse. I'm not familiar with the terrain. We need a guide. If you dare to go, I will kill this little devil. Are you dead? But letting me die with you is not worth it. Even with them, we're going to end the butlers here. How do you feel? I hear this word of why. She stepped back a few steps. What, after all, has stimulated him into this form? She was angry loudly with him. Just like you. A guy without gas. He also wants to kill a 6th-grade dog like a butler. Even we and the Guardians have a partnership. Nor fight him. Don't find yourself dead. I am so sorry for this lady. Look at the 4 sides. He finally found his way in. The dead keep opening their mouth to talk to the stray. Do you dare to bet a game? If you win, the butlers are buried here. It's a horrible reward to see what he wants to do. I saw her hesitating. He knows she can only rely on him. He laughed. Give me the stone on you. Your last hope is in your hands. Is that the stool is often recalculated. In the end, you only have this road. She took the ring in her hand. Her last remaining talent was given to him. I hope as you say. If you dare to deceive her, she will not be a ghost, either. Hold the spirit stone in your hand, probably a little excited. Turn people disappear in the vast fog. Before you go, just leave a sentence here waiting for me. The boy saw him go. Hurry to tell the billions. Billions of people believe that slave bridge Sao. It's often a little bit awkward to say. Although disrespectful, but what he's doing is helping us. Then those whose mouths are sweeter than sugar, but back to stab us back. You must be slowly moving inside. Forest Case Y reviews around. East Dragon Fruit White Tiger. Southern Chu to Okbak Hyen Vu. In the middle of the horned unicorn. Straight up, and does not damage the frame. This place is definitely a great place. Unfortunately, no one knows. This time he came. It's about turning this place into a second ghost tower. He holds in his hands a ray of light. Through the forest. Read the 9 Yumin government demon want to declare. The 4 wings in the battle. Open battle. Just for a moment, the fog around the forest disappeared without a trace. The dreary cry that never ceases to ring. Inside the forest. 2 billion herbivores are usually not lightly threatened here. Over a long time, she saw the worst, her face pale. Go to ask. What happened just now, after all? Did you play a trick? Most likely, she didn't. He speak up to answer her question. I waved her hand and told her to go. The award is suspicious but still go follow. Very quickly, 3 people came to a 1,000-year-old tree. Why speak up?